Okay, let's see. I think I'm all good here. Hello and welcome to the eSports Nightly, the first inaugural episode. It's September 23rd, 2012. And what is the eSports Nightly? Well, the eSports Nightly is a recap of the previous week and a preview of the upcoming week, and it's kind of complementary to the eSports Bulletin, which is a series I do on YouTube. The difference being that the eSports Bulletin is Monday through Friday, every single day, and it's 5 minutes or less. It's basically a really fast way for people to catch up every single day with esports news. This eSports Nightly is different, being that it's only going to be on Sundays, 10 p.m. Eastern, or where I'm at, 9 p.m. Central. And it's going to basically take all those esports bulletins plus the weekend, put it into one episode, pull out all the headlines, and then provide you with all the esports news that you basically need to know for that week. And then a preview of the upcoming week to kind of just, what to look forward to, mark on your schedule, or whatever you got to do. Also, since it's live, I'm hoping that, people will maybe go in the chat, or they can tweet at me at eSports Nightly or at Spawn Room, and just say, maybe if you want to shout out, if you're a small team or a small event or something, and you want people to know about it, you could tweet at me, and then I could, let everyone know or whatever. Also, the episodes are going to be run longer, so the eSports Bulletin is like a 5-minute or less kind of a show, where it's, it's just rapid fire. Here's what you missed, now go back and play your video games or whatever you're working on or something. This is going to be a bit longer. I might just go on some tangents or talk for a little bit longer. And also, I would love to bring on guests eventually. So, for instance, this weekend was DreamHack Valencia. It would be really cool if tonight I was bringing on someone who actually went, or, something like that. And they could talk about it. And I'm thinking, maybe just a couple minutes, really short segments. I don't want this to be like a 2-hour-long podcast, because there's plenty of those already. I'm hoping more for like the 15-minute range or something like that. So, we'll see. We'll see how it runs and how everything kind of comes together. Yeah, so let us switch over to this next slide or whatever, and begin with the headlines for September 17th through the 23rd, which is today. First of all, this weekend, like I said, played host to DreamHack Valencia and also the Valencia Esports Congress, two events which you should definitely check out. Now let's start with the Congress. What was it? It was basically, I think there was like 24, I'm not sure if everyone showed up, but there were, on their site it said 24 different distinguished esports leaders, or luminaries I think was their word. And basically it was a panel of people that came together, where there were different segments, and they talked about all the various issues and what's going on in esports. And they had... they had developers, and they talked about the role that developers play in esports, what they're focusing on, what they're looking for, all kinds of issues. I think, they had one interesting one that I liked. Oh, they were saying that developers kind of feel like they're on a one-way street right now, where they're so focused on trying to listen to players that the players themselves aren't like listening to the developers. And I thought that was interesting, because I feel like we've seen a lot of that with Counter-Strike Global Offensive recently, where people are like just yelling at Valve like, come on, it's got to be this way. It's, your game sucks without it being exactly like 1.6, and you got to take a chance and like listen to the developers and see what they have to say. They have a model, they have a plan for this game, and I'm assuming a lot of the features that people want just can't work into it. So that was just kind of one thing with the developers. The segments were all like an hour long, so there was a lot of topics covered. They also talked about the formation of an esports governing body, when they would need it. I think the majority decision on that was that we could use it right now, with some people saying that we probably don't need it for 5 or 10 years yet. But you can kind of hear that debate if you go listen to it. They also talked about, what aspects would they manage? Would they just be, focused on teams and players, or would it be, sponsorships? I know Evil Genius's Alex Garfield, he was talking about how, we need a governing body to help with, sponsors on the business side, protecting rights and stuff like that. So very interesting stuff. They also had sponsors there from like Razer and stuff, talking about how sponsors interact with players and teams, what they're looking for, how they deal with that ever-growing problem with people who fans that go directly to the sponsors, and to complain about every little thing. And they talked about kind of how they interpret that feedback, which was interesting. So definitely go check that out if you missed it, because it was awesome. And it's kind of annoying. Like, the videos right now are all broken to pieces, and you kind of, like, there's like 6 or 7 of them, and 3 or 4 of them are just like ads for like an hour. So you kind of got to skip through and figure out where they're at, but I'll leave that up to you. All right, and then the other thing was DreamHack Valencia, which was the ISO Open StarCraft 2 tournament, featuring like 64 top players from around the world, all competing. That's all over. You can go check the results and everything. I was debating whether or not I should do results in this, but I'm thinking I'm not going to, because, I mean, I'd be spoiling it for some people, right, if they were gone. Didn't have a chance to see it. Now, you know, I don't want to spoil it for them. So there was also the Counter-Strike Global Offensive tournament that was hosted by Gamecast, or Gamecasts. Either way, you can go check the VODs out on Twitch TV /Gamecasts, with an S at the end. Alright, the next major headline was Twitch TV raising $15 million in venture capital from Bessemer Venture Partners. This is obviously really big news because Twitch plays a very direct role in esports development. I mean, we've seen so much expansion because of them in the last couple of years. So $15 million thrown their way is very important for esports. So keep an eye on that. I'm assuming portions of that will go to the website and developing it further. Hopefully we'll see more sponsorships, maybe more partnering with smaller channels if they have the viewership numbers, and events. I mean, Twitch was part of this Valencia Esports Congress. They were like the main sponsor or the only one or something like that. So hopefully they'll keep throwing stuff like that. All right, next up, we got HayprO Hussein from Team Liquid and Benedict HyHy Lim Han Yang from Team Zenith, both having retired this week. HayprO stated that he basically lost his motivation and drive to continue practicing and competing at a very high level. So he's basically out. He said, he made it sound like he's probably not coming back either. This isn't going to be like, I'm going to retire for a year, get my life together, and come back. It sounds like it's probably a permanent decision. So that's very sad, but good luck to him. Hopefully he figures out what he needs to do with his life and all that jazz or whatever. HyHy, on the other hand, he retired from Team Zenith, which I think is Singapore-based, and he had previously retired in 2009 and then came back, and he also kind of hinted at coming back next year for the International 3. So, for him, this might just be a temporary thing. So I guess we'll see in the future. Sun Yun firebathero Lee, a former Broodwar player, has returned to GOMTV. They've hired him on as like a caster commentator. So congratulations to him. And then Kim Puzzle Sang Yun, StarCraft 2 player, was forced to forfeit NASL and GSL due to like an unrevealed health condition. So that's very unfortunate. Apparently he's already been replaced by the NASL, am I saying that right? NASL, by Oz. And then the GSL I don't think has replaced him quite yet, but I'm assuming they probably will, unless they do like a buy or something, I'm not sure. Okay, next up is exciting. We have a whole slew of esports opportunities for people that are trying to get involved in esports. SK Gaming, ESFI World, Gosu Gamers, Absolute Legends, and Tech9 all posted applications for people that they need. It ranged from like news writers to graphics designers, and I think there was some programming, maybe web development, video editing, whole bunch of stuff. So if you've been, interested in getting more involved in esports, you want to, something that'll help propel you, get your name out there and stuff, this may be a great way to, get your foot in the door and just meet some really cool people and do some great work for these websites. So you'll have to go to each of them, check out, what they're offering, what the requirements are. Some of them list like benefits, like if you're part of our team, then, maybe you can come to events with us. I'm not really sure, but you'll have to check that out, see if there's anything that catches your eye. And if it does, then there's emails and stuff. You can send an application, and good luck. Capcom also hinted at hiring on an esports ambassador position, which I guess is kind of like what Seth Killian had, Seth Killian is kind of like a legendary fighting game, well, not a representative, but I guess an ambassador, right? He's kind of like the gatekeeper between Capcom and the community, and he handled, a lot of interaction there. So, but he left the company to go work at Sony, and he's working on the PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, or whatever it's called. But yeah, he's doing that now, and it sounds like Capcom is looking to replace him eventually. This is not official. There's not applications open, but they are, interested in it. And I think they said probably a few months from now they'll kind of have a better idea of what they're looking for. But in the meantime, if you're someone who is very heavily involved in the FGC, you need to be part of the Capcom-Unity competitive gaming forums, also involved in community websites like Shuriken.com, event hubs, and whatever. So if you kind of meet all those requirements right now and you think that will be an awesome position, because I'm sure it would be, maybe start gearing up or start thinking about that, so yep, good luck. Okay, next major headline for this past week was ESL announcing that IEM Guangzhou, I don't know how you say it, in China has been canceled due to the Chinese-Japanese territorial conflict over those islands or whatever. Apparently, like, Japan purchased 3 islands that were right next to China, and China's freaking out now. So, unfortunately, that has affected esports, and they've been forced to cancel the tournament, which is actually really unfortunate, because it was like 2 weeks, it was like 2 or 3 weeks from happening, which means that they were probably had a lot of work done, and it's basically all just gone right now. All that planning and preparation is just done, which is very unfortunate. So, but Carmack did come out. He had made an official statement. He said they're going to be working on more tournaments, planning more events. They're going to try and get another one in Asia, and I guess they're a big organization, so I'm sure they'll be able to rebound fine and just come up with some more stuff, but that still is really sucky. Okay, Counterlogic Gaming released a trailer for their upcoming documentary, which there wasn't very many details. They didn't say exactly what the focus would be or anything like that, but we can assume that it's just a team documentary. It'll be player interviews, probably a history of how the team formed, and all that kind of stuff. Event footage, match footage, whatever. So yeah, you can head over to YouTube and check that out. So, the trailer was exciting. If that's a team you really care about, you'll probably be pretty hyped up for it. Okay. Pro League in Korea saw its last Brood War matches this past week, which is pretty big. If you're an old school Brood War fan, it's kind of an end of an era, right? But it sounds like, it's not the end of Brood War. It's just the end of this, I don't know, mainstream Brood War in Korea, I guess. But they've already announced a whole bunch of other tournaments by other organizations that kind of want to step up and keep the Brood War community going. There was a big one called a BJ tournament. I don't know what that's all about. But you could probably go to teamliquid.net, go into the Brood War forums, and see what they're announcing. Okay. This next one isn't technically esports news, but I had to mention it because it's kind of like historic gaming news, and it, has esports roots or hints of esports in it. It's HayprO. They're coming back. They've started a $75,000 donation drive to help them make the HayprO movie, which is super awesome because I was a huge fan of HayprO. Came out in 2004. It started with a web series. They did 2 seasons, which personally I thought were way better than in 2010, or was it 09 or 10? One of the two. They launched a TV series on Showcase, which was a Canadian network, and it was funny. It was definitely more polished, which I guess was nice, but I felt like the humor wasn't... It was different, I guess, a little bit. But they said the movie is going to be a lot like the web series, which is very awesome. They've already blasted past the $75,000 donation. They're at $101,000 now, so they're definitely going to be making it, which is awesome. You can go watch the campaign announcement video, which is on YouTube, and there was a short 1,000 APM teaser video, which is actually pretty cool. I was watching it, and it's I think it was just a black screen the whole time, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, he's got 1,000 APM, and you can hear him clicking away, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be an awesome movie, so hopefully it's good, at least. Yeah, so go check it out. I think it's probably just pureownage.com. You can find both the videos, and the campaign is on like Indiegogo.com, which is like Kickstarter. So if you want to, you can go donate more money. I'm sure every dollar helps, but they have already completed the $75,000 goal or whatever. Blah. And my mouth is dry. All right. What else do we got? This isn't like a major headline. It's not really attached to anything, but I just wanted to mention that Halo news has kind of been on the rise recently. I feel like this last week, maybe last couple weeks, it's been going up, so people must be getting excited for Halo 4's release in November. Recently, this is probably like, I don't know, what, a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, MLG announced that they're re-adding Halo to the Fall Championship. EGL 8 is coming up in October, and they're going to have a Halo Reach tournament, so I don't know, I'm excited. I kind of miss watching Halo at MLG. It was a lot of fun, so hopefully we start seeing a resurgence of teams and players and everything. And you can find all these headlines that I announced here, plus a whole ton of like smaller stuff that, you know, is on the side here, and then like lots of small stuff. You can find it all at spawnroom.com/news and on the esports bulletins, which I mentioned earlier, and those are at youtube.com/spawnroom, and those are Monday through Friday. I usually upload them around between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Central, depending on, you know, other stuff I had to do during the day. Also, unfortunately, I don't make money from esports, so I have to have like a real job also. So some days I'm not able to make an esports bulletin, but I try to do it Monday through Friday every day. So definitely go check it out. This will also be on YouTube, and you can, you know, subscribe above. Well, not right now, but on YouTube you will be able to. And every subscriber helps, so definitely consider it. Okay, let's move on to This Week in Esports, September 24th through the 30th. This is the preview part. Starting this week is the Okay. Starting this week is the MLG Fall Open online qualifiers for StarCraft 2. Basically, this is the tournament that allows people to sign up, start competing, and hopefully get into the invite-only portion of the qualifiers. And then if they're really good, they'll get into the group play. And you'll also earn an all-expense-paid trip to the Fall Championship. I mean, it's a big deal. So if you're really good at StarCraft 2, sign up, go compete. Yeah, hell, even if you're not that good, just do it because it's good practice and stuff. But yeah, so that's starting, what was it, maybe Thursday, or I don't remember. You'll have to go check on MLG. Additionally, the MVP, or MLG vs. Pro League Invitational, kicks off this week, which is very exciting. That's a big announcement. 48 of the world's best StarCraft 2 players will be competing, along with top 24 ranked StarCraft 2 players in KESPA's Pro League, 12 players from North America, 6 from Europe, and 6 from Korea, Taiwan. Yeah, it should be pretty crazy tournament. They'll also earn all-expense-paid trip to the Fall Championship, which is happening November 2nd through the 4th, and then placement into group play. So check that out this week. I believe all the matches from the MVP Invitational will be streamed, but the Open online qualifiers, probably not. Maybe, but probably not. Right. Additionally, this week, Evil Geniuses has the Dota 2 League that they're running, which is like the D2L one you've probably seen on esports websites, and then the Masters Cup Series for StarCraft 2, which, what season are they on? I don't know. They've done this quite a few seasons now, so both of them are running. Both have matches, I think, Monday through Friday. You can go check the schedule. It's all right there on the front page, and it's in the evenings, usually like 6-7 p.m. So definitely go check it out if you're itching for some Dota 2 or StarCraft 2 matches. DreamHack is also doing their Redemption Tournament, running all week. I think it goes straight until September 30th, and I think it was like every day. So if you're into Heroes of New Earth, you can go watch matches there. IGN Pro League and NASL have matches like every single day, so you can head over to either one of the websites and watch StarCraft 2 matches, and IGN Pro League has League of Legends as well. And of course there's GSL for all you hardcore StarCraft 2 fans that stay up till like the crack acid on and watch matches, you know, or you can just watch the VODs too if you don't want to stay up. Yes, so that's always an option. And lastly, ETF2L has Team Fortress 2 matches. You can also go to Vanilla TF2. They also basically report on those two websites. If you go to etf2l.org or vanillatf2.com, you can find a whole bunch of matches, like pretty much every day they are doing stuff. So if you're really into TF2, I used to play a lot, so I tend to watch matches as often as I can. You can go check it out and see what you think. Yeah, okay, switch the slide. And last couple things I want to mention for this section. If you're interested in amateur cups or like open cups and stuff like that, you want to get more involved in like tournaments that are ongoing, or maybe watch, I'm not sure how many of these actually stream, but if you want to watch more like amateur tournaments and stuff, you can check out 4PL, Alienware Arena, Civo, Cybergamer, Cybersports Network, ESCA, ESL, Playhem, and the Zotac Cups. All of them are running a whole bunch of like variety, amateur and like open tournaments. So you can go check that out. Try and get involved if if you play any of the games that they offer. Maybe that's a great way to step into competitive gaming and see what the fuss is all about. Yeah. And then you can go to, this is kind of a shout out for eventpotion.com, which I discovered a few weeks ago. I actually gave him a shout out previously on a former eSports bulletin. It's a really awesome site. It's basically where I get a lot of my like event news, and you can find upcoming shows and stuff like that. They've been doing a great job. It's like I've been trying to look for a good esports calendar, and there really wasn't one. And then I was doing one myself, but it was like way too much work trying to do all these esports bulletins and programming for my website. So then I came across this site, and it's totally badass. So go check it out, eventpotion.com. Okay. I think that covers everything. Let me just check here. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Thank you very much for watching the inaugural episode of the Esports Nightly. Like I said, I'm going to try and do this every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. It's going to cover, the previous week, a recap of everything that went on, and then a preview of the upcoming week. If you have any feedback, things that would be cool to do, things that I missed or whatever, just let me know. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing once this is on YouTube, or following my Twitch TV channel, or Twitter is @SpawnRoom or @eSportsNightly. And yep, tune in tomorrow for the Esports Bulletin. That'll be on YouTube. So, whew, that was pretty long. I'm super thirsty right now. Okay, thanks for watching.